Welcome back, everybody. This is your three-man booth. I'm Dan Salem with Phil and Bud, and we're in the midst of the NFL offseason. It's only a couple weeks to the draft, but some big news football-related. The AAF seems to be going downhill. How are you guys? I don't know if we're crying about it or not.
Well, I mean, I will say this, is that the first week we all watched, right? And then I haven't watched since. The product is terrible. It's actually worse than terrible. These games are like 9-3. There's no scoring. And let's be quite honest. I mean, did we think that this was going to work, right? The only other league other than the NFL to ever succeed was the USFL. And that was 35 years ago when it was run by Trump. There's the NFL. There's 50 feet of crap.
Yeah.
And then there's every other league that tries to be the NFL. And
I would actually say there's the NFL, there's college football, and then there's 50 feet of crap.
That's it.
Right, but I mean,
0-4. 0-4 now.
So I would
take away college football, because that's, you know as well as I do, there's 20 teams that are competitive in college football, and then everybody else is just kind of there as the doormat. So
right, and because you have a affinity to where you went to college, it kind of has a built-in audience no matter what. So it's
right. Not in the Northeast.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up. I didn't go to a school with football, so.
Yeah. I will say it's a shame because potentially the thought of it was supposed to be it's mostly like a minor league system, and apparently they asked the NFLPA to give us players or give us backing something. It's like they wanted no part of it.
Yeah, I don't know if So I'm skeptical on these headlines. What disappoints me is that they seemed unprepared to start their league. Like, they lined up their ducks. Like, the fact that they got ex-NFL guys involved to actually create the rules and the Lake Polian, I really respect. And then they launched it without enough money to even get halfway through the season, let alone finish it. And they didn't give them guys an offseason. That's why the terrible product. None of these players had played together until the season started. So I expected it to be a rocky road. I really thought that they had the funds to at least play their first championship. It's just
yeah, and it's funny because the XFL, the first go around, at least they got through an entire season. They dissolved for different reasons other than money, but at least they got through a first season. And you're right, they had a plan, I guess. I thought it was going to at least make a full season, but I mean, if they didn't get the $250 million from the Carolina Hurricanes guy, they weren't even going to make week 4 apparently.
Right, which is crazy. Like, why would you even start? Why? I mean, so being first to market is integral if you're trying to release a tech product. I don't think it's integral if you're trying to launch an extra football league. So I don't know why they rushed it. I don't know.
I'm really interested to know how the XFL is going to capitalize on this or follow the same fate, because now you have an entire 8 teams of guys who are looking for jobs who I think are pretty much just going to, show up in the XFL next year. But I mean, does Vince have X amount more money than Polian and all these other guys? Do they have a different plan? I mean, all the AAF, they were on CBS, they were on NFL Network, for God's sakes. Yeah. They were on CBS, they were all over the place. So it wasn't an exposure thing. Now, were they getting paid to be on these networks? Probably not. They were probably paying to be on the networks, which is the opposite of what the NFL does. The networks throw money at the NFL to show their product.
Yeah. Well, so I'm wondering, because the XFL had to field teams of players too, right? And I
don't think that happened yet, though.
No, right. But if they're starting to fill their rosters and are offering these guys more money than the AAF, were these guys just going to jump ship? Like,
I don't know.
And I don't know.
Is it more money? I don't know. I thought I read today that for the AAF, the first year was supposed to be $75,000 for these guys. The next year was supposed to be $80,000, and then the third year was supposed to be $100,000.
Well, right. But what's the XFL offering? Because
I don't know.
They can't play in both, and they're going to take place at the same time of year only because these guys want to transition to the NFL if they can.
Right.
And I thought it was in the NFL's best interest to have a developmental league. I don't know why the NFLPA would be against it, except that they're going to be a new collective bargaining agreement this time next year, and the NFL might have a lockout. So, I mean, I'm hoping not, but
– of course not.
So, there's a lot of open questions here. The bottom line, they didn't have enough money to play, let alone half their season. It's ridiculous.
So that guy invested $250 million, and he's going to lose $70 million.
At least he gets most of it back then, right?
Oh, is that why he's cutting bait now, so he doesn't lose all of it?
Well, apparently, and this is what I overheard on the radio when I was driving home today, is that he invested so much money, but at the same time, I guess they developed a gambling app or something like that, and he owns the rights to the gambling app. So in reality, yeah, he lost $70 million on his investment, but he's probably going to make all that money back with the app.
Well, and honestly, this is interesting because what if the AAF was simply a proof of concept for the gambling app for him to sell it to the NFL? Because the app was genius. The way you could bet on play-by-play of the games and like whether they're going to score, how far the pass will go, and like all these metrics. And they were all the players had the technology in their equipment, and it went straight into the app. I mean, people have spent less for more, or spent more for less when they're trying to prove something. So, I mean, we won't know for a little bit, but if this app shows up in the NFL within a year, then that may have been what that is. Yeah.
Was there money exchanged on that app, or was it just simply, it's like you're, for fun like that, bet on the streak for ESPN, guess the streak?
I don't think that you could bet real money immediately, but that was the idea.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That was going to be the idea. Right. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's not coming back unless someone's going to shell out a bunch of money at the 11th hour, because it hasn't officially been disbanded yet. Right now, it's just ceasing operation. So there's still a little bit of hope, but it doesn't sound like anyone's going to come calling.
I mean, but why would they even come back?
I don't know.
It's like we said, it's a bad product to begin with, right? If there's a bad television show, nobody watches it. It gets canceled after 5 episodes. This is the same thing that happens, and it doesn't come back.
Well, I don't know about that, because the ratings for the AAF games were actually beating some NBA games, and they were obviously beating some baseball, because baseball just started. But they were actually doing better ratings than other sporting events, and
but you know what?
And NCAA games too.
Yeah, but I mean,
there was just nobody going to the games.
Oranges. I mean, if you want to compare it to NBA basketball, I mean, there's 5 teams that play NBA basketball.
Not New York.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to sit and watch a Knick game all the way?
I haven't. I may have watched 3 games all the way through this year.
I can't remember the last time I turned on a regular season NBA basketball games.
Right. What's the point?
Right. But does that speak to football, or does it speak against the other sports? Because that's
I was just saying that at least they were on par with each other. It's not like nobody was watching the NBA.
And that's a good comparison. If it's on par with the NBA at this point in the season, I mean, that's decent.
It was beating some NCAA tournament games too. I know, again, not every single one of those games is, must watch, but everyone watches March Madness for betting and brackets and everything. So we all saw the handwriting on the wall weeks ago, and now it's come to fruition.
So I remember fondly the original XFL, mainly because they could write whatever they wanted on the back of their jerseys, but the football was awful. And so I couldn't watch it after a game or so because it was just awful. And I felt like it wasn't like somehow high school football isn't awful to watch because it's high school football, but that was bad. So how does the new XFL fix this? I mean, that's their issue, right?
Well, they announced it last year in 2018, so they gave themselves 2 years before they're going to launch. So I would hope they're going to work out some of those bugs like you're talking to. I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about in the boardroom there, but that was one of the main complaints about it the first time. Like you said, the football is just bad. It was bad. And but on top of that, they also rushed out because the first go around, what was it, 15, 20 years ago, however long it was now, they announced it in 1 year and then they started playing right away. Same thing that the AAF did, which I was surprised that they rushed as fast as they did, because we all saw what happened the first time.
Yeah. Well, so my thought is that there's a couple of options here, right? Because the AAF just made the same mistake the XFL made before. Your players weren't ready to be good on the field, and you made everyone watch bad football. But you're not going to be the NFL. You can't possibly be that good, right? So they kind of have to change the rules to make it more exciting. And so
they tried.
They really did. But I feel like if you have a single playmaker, that person should be able to dominate no matter what, because that will make it exciting, right? And it just didn't happen. I know it's a team game, but there's got to be a way. It wouldn't be the same game, I guess, if you change.
Well, that's what. So, but the AAF was really trying to mimic and mirror the NFL for the players to get ready for it, get adjusted to the speed of the game, and hopefully play in the fall. That was their whole goal, was to be a minor league. So you wanted to mirror it as much as possible. aside, no kickoffs and no extra points. That doesn't matter. But the actual meat and potatoes of the game was exactly the same.
Is the Arena League still around?
I don't
know.
I haven't heard anything about arena football anymore.
Because they changed the rules significantly to make it more exciting and higher scoring.
But they basically played on, 50 yards of a field, and
I know that was dramatically different, but my point was they covered lesser talent with more rules that complemented a fast pace of play and less defense and something that could still be exciting to watch, even though the guys weren't going to be as good, because if they were, they'd be in the NFL.
Is the lingerie football league still around?
Interesting.
How come that doesn't have a TV deal?
Seriously, I'd watch that before.
I think a lot of people would. I do think it still exists because I have seen pictures of it, semi-recently. But
it's amazing that that's not at least airing on like Showtime or Stars or something.
Well, it's not. They're not playing new. They're just playing in lingerie.
Yeah, no, but it's enough.
I guess I've actually never seen. I've seen pictures, but I've never seen an actual game.
I've only seen pictures too, but I was thinking yeah. Anyways.
So here, real quick, I just looked up Arena Football League.
Okay.
Arena Football League starts the first week of games is, according to this, April 26th.
Oh.
2019.
NFL draft.
Nice. So then they're like a spring, early summer league. All right, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
There's not that many teams.
No,
there's only 6 teams.
Oh, maybe 6, yeah.
But that can't be right. Because wasn't there like a Denver team and like an Orlando team and stuff like that?
I mean, there was. It doesn't mean they didn't fold.
Yeah, they could have folded.
Right now, it looks like there's Washington, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Philadelphia, Albany, and Columbus.
There you go. You can go watch them at the convention center in Atlantic City.
All right.
That's right. It's right down your alley.
Okay, so you're not interested, but I mean, I feel like the biggest, at least, I mean, I'm in Southern California, but the biggest sport growing here is soccer, because I mean, these teams just are popping up and they're really popular.
They're popping up here. There's a team starting in Hartford in a couple weeks.
No,
I don't know if it's pro or semi-pro, but you're right. They're popping up everywhere.
I would guess it's probably MLS, but maybe not.
It's definitely it's almost like a AAA minor league.
Okay.
It's definitely not MLS.
Okay. Yeah, no, so it's interesting. I hope the XFL learns from this experience of the AAF and also the last time, because they need to make the game fun to watch. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. It can't matter who's on the field because we don't know the players. And if we do, we just feel bad for them that they aren't in the NFL anymore. So I don't know what they can change. I'm struggling to think.
Well, do they have to really change anything? Because if the AAF had a bunch of money, then this wouldn't even be a problem. So if the XFL has an inflow of cash and does the same thing, they're going to what? Well,
just because they had money to finish the season doesn't mean the football was any good.
Well, no, aside from the product on the field, because yes, the scoring, we weren't watching, 38 to 35 games here. Put was saying it's 12 to 9. I mean, that's boring.
I don't love college football because it's an inferior football product, and I don't have an alma mater to root for. So I don't know if there's a solution here, because lesser football is going to always be lesser football. I don't know.
Well, now we have to wait one more year to see what happens. I mean, because the next one's not supposed to start up until, again, after next year's Super Bowl.
Well, you'd think they'd get an agreement with the NFLPA, and if they can't, they would wait, I hope.
Yeah. I said it'll be really interesting what this does and how, if at all, if it affects them, what their strategy, their business plan, whatever. It'd be interesting.
There's the third league started by Ricky Williams, and I forget who else. Was it Terrell Owens, I think, that is just in the works. And they were starting it based on they want to let the players express themselves, and so they can use cannabis and they can promote their agendas and everything, and not be squashed by the man. Now
they're gonna be smoking in the huddle, right?
Yeah. What are you gonna do? No, but so I don't know how far along that is, but it almost hurt the AAF to go first. Everyone else is learning from them, so.
If we pool all of our money together, can we save the league and then we can be the 3 co-owners, or no, we don't have that much money? Dan, how much money you got over there?
What are we saving?
I don't know.
I'm sure we could buy the brand name in a couple of weeks.
That's true. That's not a bad idea. Well, but what was it when Trump went to court? He got a check for $1 for the USFL or $2. I forget what it was.
I don't
remember. You don't remember what it was? He literally had to. There was one of those ESPN 30 for 30s, and at the very end, he has a check, or he was given a check for like $2 or $7 or some single digit amount for whatever his property basically.
Yeah, interesting.
It's a fun little story about that. So, yeah. Aside from that, there's we got a few more weeks to the NFL draft, and I see mock drafts all over the place, and even on the ESPN bottom line, they have like 5 different mock drafts, and each one is completely different from the other. I have no idea what the hell is going to go on.
I mean, for your team, I've seen the Giants are taking a quarterback. The Giants are going all defense.
I've seen offensive linemen. I've seen everything. I don't know what to believe anymore.
And then the Cardinals are totally throwing up smokescreen with visiting Bosa, visiting Murray, visiting Haskins. Like, they're just all over the place.
Did you hear something? And maybe this was an April Fool's joke yesterday, because it might be. I don't know. That they were not going to draft the quarterback this year. They were going to sign Eli to an extension. And
no, I didn't hear this.
Maybe it was a April Fool's joke. I'm not sure.
But is that what it was? They were going to sign him to an extension?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's what I heard on the radio yesterday.
I heard from a friend that Eli's not going to play if they draft a quarterback.
Is that what you heard?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
That was a story there, but or no, or is it
a good inside source?
That must have been next to the same headline where Tom Brady was going to retire yesterday, huh?
Yeah.
See, if we had released that tidbit yesterday, it would have just been fine.
Well,
I'm not asking you to get a quote. I just want you to tell a story.
Maybe I have no story to tell.
No story.
Yeah, there's no.
I have no story to tell.
Well, did you see that? Who the Cardinals coach got pranked yesterday by Goodell and the coach of the Rams?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, Kingsbury. They pranked him. Oh, what did they do? They told him he had a violation. It was really clever.
I think they said they lost his first round draft pick.
Something. Oh yes, for violations, right?
Yeah, some sort of violation. Yeah, I don't know. Listen,
I love the rookie hazing.
I'm surprised people still even do that. It's But did you think Tom Brady was really retired yesterday?
I didn't even hear that.
All right, so there you go.
So that was classic Tom Brady doing something that was so 5 years ago, right? Joining Twitter and announcing his retirement. I mean, come on.
Is that what he did? He joined Twitter and then announced his retirement?
Yep. But by the time I saw the headline, he had already taken it back. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know that Cliff Kingsbury, whatever his name is dating Holly Saunders?
All right, I'll be the guy. I have no idea who that is. Who is that? I have no idea. I'm going to be honest.
I pretended I knew.
Google her.
All right, hold on. I will.
I pretended I knew, so I was just humorous.
Oh, you don't know either?
No.
She used to be on the Golf Channel. She's like a golfer.
Oh, all right.
Okay. And but I would say that over the course of the last couple of years, she doesn't look anything like she used to, if that's a nice way of putting anything.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
There you go, Dan.
It's
funny because if you put it in, it says her name and Cliff right next to it. Good for him.
That's what she's known for now.
Like a 2 handicap, Phil.
Not me.
No.
You used to be a 2 handicap. How's that working?
Really? You played that? Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played in a while.
Working great. You're playing by yourself.
What?
Nothing.
Dan's got jokes.
I always have jokes.
So listen, on a side note, the big reveal is Thursday. What do you think these jerseys are going to look like?
Oh man. So
I've seen a bunch of different stuff like
Did
like lime green or something like that.
Oh, so did they
like the Seattle Seahawks lime green?
No, it's more like a
That was more neon, I guess.
No, I don't think I'm crazy with it.
I don't know.
I mean, so ESPN has their uniform guy, right? And he had released a contest to try to do the best fan-sourced Jets logos. I didn't see the results of that, but I saw like all the initial ones, and they were really cool.
Are they getting a new logo or just getting a new jersey scheme?
Everything, all
Logo,
of it.
color, everything.
Wait, is this every team or just the Jets?
Just
No,
the Jets.
Just the Jets.
All right.
Oh,
I
Their
didn't even know
primary
about
colors
that.
are still going to be green and white, but they've changed the logo and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, so like remember they had the old.
I hope it's not one of those 737 Max 8s that takes a nosedive into the ground.
That's terrible.
Well, we grew up. There was the old school Jets logo. Then we grew up with this weird Jets logo that they thankfully got rid of. I could never really get behind because it always looked like losers to me. So they embraced the logo that they won a Super Bowl with, but it got them nowhere. So maybe this is like the fresh start we need. As long as it's still the dark green, I'm on board. I don't really want them to change the shade.
Yeah, I think everything that I've read, it's going to be similar to the green that like Boomer Esiason had.
Okay.
So it's not the hunter green like they have now, but it's more like a
forest or yeah.
Okay,
I'm on board with that. I mean, I can't see them going crazy with it because the fans are so vocal. They'll just trash them, and they've spent so long developing it. So they must have done some focus groups. You guys missed on that.
Yeah, I wasn't invited to one.
This is interesting. I forgot that was this week. I knew it was coming, but I didn't. So we'll have to.
So the question will be how fast will China be making these jerseys so we can order them?
They'll have them by the NFL draft.
I guess you're right. Well, I mean, the jerseys come from there. That's where they come from initially. So yes, you're right. They have to have by the draft because that's what they're holding up.
Yes. Okay.
And the guy walks across the stage.
Yeah. Was there any signings? I saw a couple trades dropped this week, but I don't think they were anything notable.
For football, I heard a lot of baseball stuff in the last couple of days. People signing extensions and.
There was a couple. Yeah, there was nothing notable. There was a couple NFL trades. I think the Cowboys did an extension.
The Cowboys did an extension on Greg Hardy, who's suspended at the moment.
Right, that's right. That was ridiculous.
How do you give a guy an extension that's currently suspended and may not play again?
The Browns traded their defensive end to the Chiefs for a safety, which made no sense to me. I don't have any idea why they swapped players. It's very strange.
The one that played opposite of Bradley Chubb?
I have to look. Hold on. Let me see who the names of the guys are at. It didn't make any sense to me. I didn't recognize them, so it tells you something.
Bud must be doing some really deep investigative information over there because all we see is the top of his head.
Just so you know, it looks like you're giving yourself a beat.
I'm trying to find the picture.
Hold the phone up here because it really does look like you're fellatioing yourself.
Lori's just shaking her head.
I'm just telling you what it looks like from our perspective.
By the way, I can't do that. So the
got traded.
We gotta reel it back in.
Yeah. So the Jets posted something on Instagram the other day about the flight crew, and they took a picture, and it had all of what people are saying are the new colors. I was trying to find it to show you guys, but
okay,
I can't find it. So
okay, I got the trade. So the Browns traded defensive end Agba to the Chiefs for safety Murray. Eric Murray and Emmanuel Agba. I don't know. Anyways.
So, all right. So speaking of NFL,
did you see Odell Beckham Jr. was like crying over himself yesterday?
He looked so uncomfortable in that Browns jersey.
Ugh. He doesn't want to be there. I guarantee you he does not want to be there.
Well, he's with his boyfriend, Jarvis Landry now.
Yeah, but he's going to go from New York, aside from the Giants team. He's going from New York where he can literally do anything he wants at any time of the day and night. He's going to go to Cleveland where they pretty much close the shop, close up the town at 7 o'clock at night. He's going to be bored out of his mind in Cleveland.
You think Cleveland closes at 7 o'clock at night, Phil?
What the hell else happens in Cleveland?
I mean, it's a city.
I mean, they got the Indians, they got the Cavs.
You know what I'm saying?
There's by the lake, dude. There's got to be something going on at 7 o'clock.
How many nightclubs do you think are in Cleveland?
You think he's spending the offseason in Cleveland?
You think?
He's not spending the offseason in Cleveland.
No way.
No, he looks super uncomfortable. I mean, it's just also weird for me to see him in those colors because I'm so used to him in blue. Like, I mean, we'll obviously get over it, but
I'm not going to get over it.
Somehow the Antonio Brown in silver and black didn't look as weird to me, but.
So I had the win totals posted up, and now it's gone. I got to find it again because
The Jets were 7, right?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, right. And
the Giants were 6.
So Vegas is notorious. Everyone's between 6 and 8.5 wins, unless you're the Patriots. Or I wonder who would get actually. Do they even go lower than 5? They rarely go lower than 5 in their win total.
Yeah, okay, let me find it again because I had it here in a second here.
Well, I mean, you got to figure that the Patriots are probably 10.
Yeah, they might be the only double digits though, because they're rare to go double digits in those bets.
I'll bet you the Browns are 9.
Oh yeah.
I'll bet you the Browns are what, like 10-1 or something like that to win the Super Bowl right now.
I'll get you in a second here.
Vegas is eating up that bet because there's no I think.
Oh, there's no doubt.
I don't know. We think of something for me to do because if the Browns win the Super Bowl, I don't know. They should not win it before the Jets. That's my feeling on that. They're good, but no.
We'll see. I think people are going to be surprised.
All right. I had a site where it literally showed me all the ones.
Did we know last week that Jordy Nelson retired? I'm really intrigued because he sucked so bad when he wasn't playing with Aaron Rodgers, or he kind of disappeared. Now I know it was the end of his career, but I mean, Rob Gronkowski's a shoe-in Hall of Famer. Where does Jordy Nelson fall? I don't even think he's a consideration, is he? He just was really good with Aaron Rodgers.
He's got 75 touchdowns.
Okay.
I mean, that's not a.
No, he did well. I was just curious. I don't. Wide receivers are tricky to get to the Hall of Fame.
But you're right. I think he's a product of the quarterback that he. I mean, we talk about this all the time, right? Wes Welker was on the Dolphins and he was awful, and then he went to New England and then he became a Hall of Famer, and then he went to Denver, and by then too many concussions and too many Hooter waitresses, and then all of a sudden now he can't play football anymore. So
yeah. I mean, the one thing exception, Eric Decker had a couple good years with the Jets, but he didn't do much when he left Denver. Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of wide receivers. I don't think Nelson stands out to me, but obviously, if he's officially retired, talk about it more.
Gronk will get in.
Yeah, I mean Gronk's a shoe-in. Especially he's at a tight end.
Right.
Well, it's been 1 week and he's still retired.
Yeah, he made it.
Yeah. Let's see what happens at week 3 when the Patriots need a tight end presence and they don't have one right now.
Oh, but they're supposed to draft one. They'll find somebody off the scrap heap of another team and turn him into a star. Seems to what they do.
Probably.
Yeah, this is annoying. I can't.
You can't find the numbers.
Well, I found it. Oh, all right. This one's in alphabetical order. The other one I had listed from most wins to least wins, but I'll just follow this one. All right. So the Patriots. What'd you say it was? What'd you think it was?
10.
I thought they might be 10.
So according to this, it's 12.
Wow. Now,
Seriously?
now, I will say they've won 12 games 8 years in a row. So that's a.
What are the Browns?
All right, Cleveland Browns.
9.
Man, this is 7.5.
Okay, that sounds about right. Unless that's old.
That does sound right because last year they were 4 and they won 7.
So what are the Jets? Is that does
Let
it
me see.
do they have the Jets at 7?
No, see, this one has the Jets at 6. I don't like this site. I don't buy it. It says 2019, but I don't buy it.
That may have been the originals in January because it obviously would have changed.
Yeah, that. You're right. That could have been what they opened at. We'll find a better one for next week.
I wrote about the originals in January, but I haven't looked at them since.
Yeah, the one I saw today had the Jets at 7 and the Giants at 6. So, which I probably would have guessed they would have been 5, but it's all going to.
So it's an over/under though, so that's why it's a good line. I would go over 7 for the Jets just because I think they got an 8 or 9 win team in them, and I'd go under on the Giants, but they could easily be a game difference. And Jets.
You're right. And there's always teams that we I thought the Seattle Seahawks were going to be absolutely awful last year. They ended up almost making the playoffs. So.
Oh yeah. Well, my brother was so high on the Broncos, and I just didn't see it, and they hit rock bottom. So, but you never know. I thought that the Chiefs. So many people counted the Chiefs out too, and then they ran away. Did you see the piece?
Counting the Chiefs out.
All right, so here
they lost some guys. Their defense was bad. Anyways, All right.
So Dan, over under for Vegas 2019 as of 10 hours ago.
All right, what's that one?
Has the Patriots 11.
This must be the one I thought I saw today. Yeah, 11.
Chiefs are 10.5. Rams are 10.5. Saints are 10.5. Chargers are 10. Browns are 9. 49ers, who won 3 games last year, or maybe even 2, I don't even know, are 8.
Wow, Garoppolo.
Jets are 7. Raiders are 6. Bills 6. Dolphins 5. That's just the. I guess everybody else is lower than that.
Those are good lines. Those are real good lines.
So what is the latest Giant line at?
It's not even listed on here, so it must be below 5 because it went in number order. They only gave the top 10.
Oh.
There can't be that many teams below that.
You think the Dolphins are going to win 5 games this year?
No, I don't.
No.
I think that they might be.
They must be 5.
Yeah.
They have no reason to win. They have no reason to win this year. You might as well, if you're them, you don't draft a quarterback this year. You tank and you get the guys coming out next year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I'd be surprised if they weren't the worst team in the AFC.
Yeah.
Because
the Jets got better. The Patriots are the Patriots. You can argue the Bills got a little better. They're easily the fourth worst.
They got better. They got a second-year quarterback now than a rookie. I mean, Oakland got better. Denver.
Well, I was just saying the AFC East.
Oh, in the East, yeah.
Bears are 9.5. Colts are 9.5. Eagles are 9.5. Packers are 9. Steelers are 9. Vikings are 9.
You're basically betting 9-7 or 10-6, and those teams are all right there. That's
usually and you're right. Usually that's where they are because that's where people are gonna take the most action. How many?
6.
Yeah. All right. So that's what I saw today.
The Dolphins have the lowest odds in the league at 5. Arizona also has 5.
Yeah, I wish well for the Cardinals. I don't think they're going to have a good season. Poor David Johnson. He's a good player, stuck on a bad team, can't get anything going.
Well, at least the next fun thing that's going to happen, except for the draft, is the schedule release, because I'm pretty sure that happens before the NFL draft does.
Yeah, because I mean, I think the Jets set their offseason schedule the other day, so that we should get the schedule release. Is it next week or because it's only a couple weeks till the draft? It should be.
It's usually a show on ESPN.
It's usually mid to late April, so within the next 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, interesting.
That way, we'll find out when we're going to MetLife Stadium.
Ooh.
Dan's coming.
I hope it times out right. I'd like to come. Yes.
It's gonna be the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
You think so?
I won't make that one then.
Well, we'll know when it's getting close because you'll start to see games leaking. You know, Sunday night schedule, Monday night. You'll start to see the leaks. So that's when you know we're getting really close.
They already announced that the Packers are playing the Bears opening night, and we talked about this last week, I think.
Yeah, but that's only because
who the Patriots are. But I think Phil's spot on. I think it's got to be the Browns.
Yeah, that's probably right. So the Jets and Giants always play preseason. Are they not going to do that this year?
No, they'll play preseason too. They always play the third game preseason.
Is it still the Snoopy Bowl, or is that just the Rex Ryan thing?
It's still Snoopy Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah. No, usually the third preseason game for everybody is you play your closest team because that way you don't have to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
or the least amount of travel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, they'll play preseason, but they'll play regular season. This is the year, and then it doesn't happen again until 2023.
Right, every 4 years.
Yeah.
Because the last time was 2015, right, Phil? Is that when we went?
That's when we went.
We went 15, 11. Did we go to the one before that?
No, 11 was New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay. So you got a little streak going almost.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, we'll do this till we're dead now.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Hopefully that's longer than shorter.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
What else? I don't know if there's any other news and notes around the league this week. That might be it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You guys don't play fantasy baseball, so we don't have to talk about baseball. But.
No.
Nope. Let's square the.
We were gonna
in trouble.
Yeah.
They got. Andujar is going to have season-ending surgery on his shoulder.
Oh, is that official?
Is that what you're seeing? Oh,
that was announced this morning that if
they said he was going to try and rehab it first.
They're going to give him 2 weeks, and then he's going to go back
How did he do this diving into third base? I don't understand. Like, what did he do?
I don't know. And then Stanton like ripped up his bicep or something like that. I mean, they got no pitching. Pitching is suspect right now. Who knows?
The injury list is starting to look like one of those CVS receipts.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it's April, but
at least the Red Sox are 1-4, right?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
They're getting rocked every night. It's not like they're losing a close game. Their ERA is like 23 right now.
Now they didn't start last season particularly well either. Or was it last year or was it the year before? Now, I mean, they were going every other season with being good, bad, but they're defending World Series champions. I would have expected more from them, but I'm not going to get excited until it's late May for their.
Yeah, but once the weather starts getting warm, then you'll see. Then we'll see the. I mean, listen, the Orioles are 3-1 right now, and they were projected to win 55 games. So
April means nothing. It's right. It tells so many lies. How did your guys' March Madness brackets turn out? Mine was great and then awful.
Done. I got railroaded in the Sweet 16, so I'm out.
Yeah. Well, I had every potential Elite 8 team available. I could have been perfect in the Elite 8. I wasn't. I ended up with half, and then I got one Final Four team. I picked Michigan.
Yeah. I don't even care who wins the national championship.
No, I think I got 0. Yeah, no, I got 0. I'm wrong. I got 0.
I'm gonna start my fantasy football preparation right now soon.
Ah, okay.
I got a title to defend.
So what do you do for your prep? You click.
He cheats.
Yeah, I cheat.
Oh, right. You cheat. Okay.
Cheat.
How do you rig a snake draft?
I can't tell you.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, because he's in the league.
Figures it out.
Okay.
So.
Thanks for watching BuzzChomp.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Share.
Woo.